he wants to tie one up by the feet.
When that thing comes back to life and stops sleeping from the shrink darts, it better be tied up.
Alrighty, there you go, folks. Another scenario where these drones are killers.
So, fire,
Yeah.
safety, safety.
Alrighty, folks, so it was Thursday night around 5:30. I was at the dinner table and I was thinking about these elk that were still on the loose. It was about 3 or 4 weeks since we were there last, and I was thinking about my date Friday while I was at the family dinner table. I was thinking about this, and I didn't have much going on. And all of a sudden it came to me, I was like, why don't we try to go get these elk again for the 4th time? You know, we went after these elk, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Now it's number 4. And see if we can get this done, because I just don't like starting something and just not completely finishing it. So I had this idea that maybe we go Friday and try to get these elk. We're told by the ODNR that they have till Sunday. The ODNR is gonna come in and shoot him. So I asked them if I'm allowed to try to get them with me stalking the elk. I feel like if we just ease in up on him, we can maybe, get a shot on him rather than trying to push him. I called Kevin and I was like, hey, you doing anything on Friday? And he's like, well, not a lot, but of course I'm gonna change my schedule for this opportunity. I was like, okay, this is gonna work. And then I was like, hey, what if I call Braydon Price?
Mike calls me up. He's like, hey man, how are you doing? Are you busy? I said, yeah, a little bit.
And I'm like, did you want to come help us try to get this elk back into their pen?
He said, we got some elk on the loose. I said, oh yeah? And he goes, yeah, I can be there in 2 hours to pick you up.
Called him, he's in North Carolina, I'm in Ohio, and he was like, yep, I'm down. So I was like, okay, I'll fly to you, I'll pick you up, and then we'll come back and we'll try to go after the elk. It was around 5:30 when I started thinking about this, so I am headed out to the airport right now. I pull out my plane, I get everything pre-flighted, and I launch, and I fly through the night. Obviously, went down there to pick him up at night. We just got back, maybe 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
From picking them up. No sleep, and we're gonna send it. So we're gonna get Kevin's stuff out of here, and we're hitting the road. We're meeting Jay, and we're gonna get these things, dude. Like, it's been rough with Braydon's help here, I think. He wants to tie one up by the feet.
When that thing comes back to life and stops sleeping from the shrink darts, it better be tied up.
At around 3:30 a.m., we meet up with Jay and Kevin. We're so hopeful, right? I think we're gonna get this done. I had said I believe it's about a 92% chance that we're gonna get him, because just utilizing the drones, using the wind, we were all pumped to try to get this done. And we head down there. It's about an hour and a 30-minute drive to get there. We're gonna get an elk. If we're gonna get him all 3, probably not. I just hope we find him right away. Then we can take a little bit of a nap.
I predict a nap in about 4 hours.
I think we'll get one.
I think we can get one. The last time we were here, it was
I'm telling you
crap
guys,
show, so.
we need the rope. Let me wrap him up.
Damn rope, man.
Rope
Dude,
and horse.
what are we gonna do? He's gonna wake up and run off. Let me tie him up like a Christmas present.
The last time the elk have been seen on any type of camera was 3 days before we come out there. We tried getting, neighbor updates. We reached out to the manager of the ranch that these elk came out of, asked him if he's heard of anything. He didn't.
No, I don't know who it was. We just got a random call that somebody was going to shoot our elk.
Hoping that during the time of 5:30 at the dinner table to when we arrive, I think we arrived there around 5 a.m.
I thought they were the elk, 100 yards in front of the truck.
Get to work, boys. We really didn't have any idea of where these elk could be, because they haven't had an update in more than 3 days. So it was a huge area that we needed to try to cover to, get a pinpoint on these. We launch both drones. Jason and I are flying We fly all over the place for right around 40 minutes that we're trying to, you know, pinpoint these elk. Finally, after, you know, a couple battery swaps, even the dog was in on it. He was watching our drones going up and down, trying to, you know, get a beat on these elk.
Got him, dude.
You found him?
Yep.
Good job.
They're all the way over here.
Where are we at?
Over here.
They're right in there.
They're in this field right here.
We found him.
Cool.
Yeah, let me see them.
Are they on there? All three of them?
Let me see if
All three?
Yeah.
Oh, they're out in the field, aren't they?
Yep. Yep.
Good, you brought that camo, Jay.
No way.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Good job. Thanks a lot.
Well, they're still alive.
Thanks. That's good.
Yeah.
I think it was right around 40 minutes. We ended up pinning the elk. Jason found him. Alrighty, there you go, folks. Another scenario where these drones are killer. They have not seen these elk in 3 days. No cameras, nobody on the road, nobody around here seen these elk in 3 days. We just found them. Took 40 minutes, but we got it done. Jay found them. I was over here looking at tons of deer, but
When I heard 50 yards, I didn't know that.
it's go time now, folks. Let's go, Kevin. Let's go.
Let's do it.
And then it was game on because we now know where they're at. We bring the drones back, and at this point, we have to get some training on these tranquilizer guns. I've never shot a tranquilizer gun, neither have any of the other guys. You know, me, Braydon, and Peter from Lip and Bass TV, we've never shot these tranquilizer guns. We are going to get educated on how to shoot tranq guns. Do you know how to shoot a tranq gun?
It's got a trigger. I'll figure it out.
We got 5 guys in here. Nobody knows how to shoot a tranq gun. So we had to have some training on it. The manager of the ranch, Jason, he took us over to the ranch, you know, introduced us to the guns, how the guns function.
So fire,
Yeah.
safety, safety. So you got to push it over and then turn it to fire. See the up on that.
How you put the darts in them. It slows the elk's heart rate down to where they get sleepy. You imagine yourself being like 3 times smaller than an elk. Your heart will slow to a stop.
So just grab it and slide it in there.
Just stay away from the tip. I mean, you can touch the tip, and you can, you know what I mean. It's not
Getting the shot?
You got to physically inject yourself.
Yeah.
But Thou does not want to do that today. How to pressurize the guns, and then we shot him. You always shoot a gun like it can kill you. Ready?
Yep. You hit it?
Yeah, I think it went right through it. I shot it the first time, I nailed it. So they're pretty easy to shoot. The pressure is what can be difficult. You gotta have the right amount of pressure in the gun for distance that you're shooting. I guess you don't want it pressured too high. It could bounce off of him without the tranq going in. So we had to learn that a little bit, and you know, the sun's coming up basically at that point. It was time to go out there and get a game plan together to put a move on these elk for the first time. We got educated on how to use these guns. We're gonna go launch the drones, get a beat on these elk again, and then come up with a game plan.
How confident are you?
It's just like a regular gun, man.
Just
So
like a
let's
regular
hope.
gun? So you're gonna nail it?
Hopefully. The only thing I'm worried about is just, it's pushing, even though it's 22 load, it's pushing something that's so much heavier that if we only get a shot at 50 yards, man, and we want to be confident at 40, it's just hard to know where to place it, but hopefully, man, we get them to come in close.
All right, good stuff. Braydon's very confident you're gonna hit it as well.
Is he? I don't think Brett is confident. Oh, where's he at? There he is.
The first move is going to be our best move because after they know that we're on them, it's going to be very difficult. Check the wind, you know, check the sunshine, check the dew on the grass, do all the checks, and then we're gonna go get him.
If a turkey runs out in front of me, I'm gonna tranq his ass. And nobody judge me when I take it back to North Carolina and tie it to a tree and kill him.
We got eyes on the elk, so we're gonna keep the bird in the sky, always keep an eye on them. The sun's coming up, that's okay because we have eyes on the elk already. But right now, manager of the owner of the elk has gone to ask the farmer whose field they're in if we can actually go onto their property to trank these elk. So we should be hearing back from them shortly. Anytime now, he'll be coming up the lane here, and he'll either give us a thumbs up, we can go after him, or if the farmer's being difficult, it'll be a no-go.
There's an access right to that road if we get permit.
But that's more of a hill than it looks like from the drone. So we just got the okay that we are green light to go in there. I'm pretty excited about that. These tranquilizer guns, the ideal, range is you want to be between 50 and 0 yards to try to, put an accurate hit on him. So if you have a good shot, you can maybe try to shoot 70 yards. But really, our goal was, let's get him 50 yards and closer. That way we know when we take that shot that we're putting a good shot on them to get them to, fall asleep when that trank hits. But come to find out, closing that distance between 100 to 50 was a whole lot harder than we anticipated. To get within 100 yards of these elk is pretty easy, but closing that distance from 100 to 50, a whole different ball game, all right? To get him to that 50 mark was like, I want to rip my hair out. It was that difficult. So I don't know. We go to make a move on them on our first attempt, and the whole thing falls apart. Is this the most real hunting you've ever done? You ready?
Yeah, let's get it. Good luck, man.
The elk were on the side hill here, and we were trying to move in like this.
I crawled that whole bottom from the edge of this field all the way.
Yeah. See if we'd have to rifle. Look at him. Okay, I see him. Yeah, don't you move.